are done, na? Write down 7th one. Write down CSR reporting. So like suppose the company meets the turnover criteria in first and second year and they taken multi-year project and they were supposed to spend 800 crore as CSR. But in the third year it did not meet the specified criteria. Then what should be done? If you have taken up the project, imagine an 800 crore, somewhere around 600 crore you spent. Whatever is the remaining 200 crore, you have to transfer it to the schedule 7, whatever is the account mentioned in schedule 7. If anything is left, but end of the day, you have to spend the entire amount. Clear? Huh? You can spend it on more than one project as well. Absolutely allowed. You can start hospital, school, everything is allowed. And one of you had a doubt. What is the question now? Say, for example, sir, you're telling that I have to take an average of 3 years. What if my company is newly incorporated? First year. This is only my first year. First year only I touch the limit. 1000 or 500 or 5. Is CSR still applicable? If yes, then how do I take average? Is that only? Whatever you say is the answer. Tell. Question hai ke liye la raha hai? So people always remember year of incorporation, you will not take average. Whatever is the profits, directly 2%. If it is 2 years, divided by 2. If it is 3 years, divided by 3. If it is 4 years, divided by... Write down. CSR reporting. Board's report. It is mandatory. It is mandatory to include annual report on CSR covering activities undertaken during the year. Yes, the chapter 7. And the next one is website disclosure. Friendly advice to you. Quit the class, watch the entire video and again attend tomorrow's class. You will not understand anything. Website disclosure. Not you guys, you focus on the board. I have one Atma and Paramatma between camera and me. On composition of CSR committee. CSR policy and projects approved. That's okay. Because now 2 hours you will simply sit, you will not understand. So at least use that time for something else. If at all there is something which you have not seen or something, watch that particular video. Next one, people, report on CSR. Report on CSR. Companies covered under section 135, they have to file CSR2 as an addendum to AOC4, or there are more, AOC4, XPRL, but for us just remember AOC4. AOC4. The fourth one, impact assessment. Impact assessment. Companies with average CSR obligation of rupees 10 crore or more, 10 crore or more, one second, 10 crore or more in the three preceding financial years. In the 3 preceding financial years. Shall undertake impact assessment through independent agency of their CSR project, having outlay of rupees 1 crore, or more. Impact assessment expenditure can be booked as CSR expenditure. How much? 2% of CSR expenditure. 2% of CSR expenditure, or rupees 50 lakh, whichever is less. 2%, there is an amendment. Copied. Okay. Now focus, people. What is this? Sir, CSR reporting. There are 4. 3 are waste. 1 is important. They can ask you a question here. Yes, sir. So the first one, what is CSR reporting? Everything is done. You have spent money. You have to intimate a few people. Now, who are they? First one, boards report. Boards report, people at the end of year, the directors will write one letter to the shareholders. Dear shareholders, this is what we did. In that, you have to clearly say, how much did you spend during the year? It's a detailed report. The last part of this chapter is that report only. We'll see what and all you need to tell or inform to the shareholders. We'll see that. The next one, people, is website disclosure. In the websites, people, you can clearly see that how much money has been spent, on what it has been spent, what is the CSR committee, on composition of CSR committee, CSR policy and projects approved. You remember CSR committee? Reliance committees were there. There was CSR committee also, if you remember. So people, you have to clearly say who is taking care of CSR projects. Everything should be given on that particular website of the company. Clear? Third one, this can also be important because it was a recent amendment. These 2 are added actually, third one and fourth one. The third one, people, is report on CSR. Till today, we were not informing anything to ROC. Nothing at all. Today, they are telling people you need to inform ROC as a disclosure. What did you do? How much did you do? What are the amounts to be spent? How much did you not spend? What is the project? Everything, people. Everything you have to give a report. How? In a form called CSR2. The first year, we filed it as an independent form. The first year, when they introduced this particular amendment, the first year, we basically filed it as an independent form. From the next year onwards, you have to give it as an attachment with your financial statements. You will be filing financial statements every year with ROC. You have to file. With that, there should be one attachment. That attachment is CSR2. That is the reason you wrote as an addendum to. Did not write this as ROC. Addendum means, people, attachment. Attachment. Yes, CSR2. Important. Remember, small provision. The third one, impact assessment. What is impact assessment? Okay, now listen, people. Imagine there is a company. Let us take Ankit company only. Ankit companies, it grew too much now. Now Ankit's 2% of average of 3 years profit, how much ever he needs to spend, the 2% only, people, is coming to 10 crore rupees. 2% is coming to 10 crore rupees. Okay. Now, people, what was the problem? The problem with Indians, I am also there, of course. Now, if what I tell you to do, you will tell and you will be done with it. I'll just study. I'll tell you to study. Correct? You guys will do. Now, people, am I looking into whether you guys are studying? No. Ante. Getting the point. So, people, what is this? People will do. It is done. But how did you do it? Whether that particular thing is done properly or not? How will you know? That is the reason, people, they introduced a new disclosure called as impact assessment. Impact assessment means, people, you are telling that you have constructed a school. No. What is happening in that school? What is the impact you have created? How many students are coming in? Is it the resources are being utilized or not? You have to give a report. Now that report is called as impact assessment report. Sir, when is this impact assessment report required? Impact assessment report is required whenever your total CSR expenditure is 10 crore or more, and, people, if at all your individual projects, meaning, people, let us imagine now Ankit has to spend 10 crore. He does not want to spend everything on one project. He wants to divide it. Now, you guys tell me, on what and all projects let us put this 10 crore? Tell me. Yes, Ankit. What do you want to do? Bara. Hey. Tell people. Impact. Education. Okay. Yes, sir, Chaudhary. Men. Very good point. Now, tell me whether we can do it or not. Correct. I wish I could do. Yes, the Dongli. Tell the hypnotizing center. And in like rural development, infrastructure. Okay. Rural development. Okay. IPL. What sports? Rural sports. Okay. And anything else you want to spend? National Defense Fund or National Defense, okay. And National, I'll only forget later what it is. Okay, and anything else that quickly? IPL. Hey. Slum area development. Enough, Ankit? Or you will spend something from out of pocket and all. 10 crore sufficient. Okay. So imagine, people, there are 6 projects. Now, Ankit, you only tell me. How much do you want to spend on what project? Education 4 crore. Wow. Hospital? Sufficient. Maths? Calculation will be problem. Let us keep 2 crore. You only said, I did not influence. Rural development, 50 lakhs. Rural, no? 50 lakhs, okay. Sports, another 50 lakhs. Maths will be easy. Ankit will be like, "Niye bari sir." How much is done, Ankit? 6, 7 is done. We'll put 2 year, we'll put 1 year. Done. Now people, they say, what is impact assessment? Whenever, if at all your total CSR expenditure is coming to 10 crore or more, in that if you have independent project outlay of 1 crore, you need to give an impact assessment for all such projects. Sir, now for this, is it required, sir? It is not required. For this, is it required, sir? Not required. So, whenever my overall expenditure is 10 crore or more, my independent project is taking 1 crore or more, I have to create a impact assessment report that will say how many students are learning. For example, hospital, what type of patients are coming, what are the operations that are happening. I need to give an impact. How many are utilizing these services? Understood? Sir, if it is less than 1 crore people, 99,99,999, for that people, impact assessment not required. Understood? Pakkana. Now people, impact assessment who will do? Dongli will do. He will hypnotize. He will become chitti robot. Shing shing. 8 patients in the ICU. He will. Who will do? People. Someone has to do impact assessment report. So people, there are independent agencies who will do this impact assessment. Now, whenever they are doing it, they will take some money. They won't. They will take noda. Now the question is, people, whatever is the money taken, can I include it as CSR expenditure or not? Think and answer. Administration expense. The law said, I'll give you one, because people, the company did not want to do it. I don't want it, Appa. I will not create impact assessment to pitch report, and I don't want. But you told me to do. Why will I do? Why will I spend? CSR only is a big thing, da. On that I have to do one report, and that also on me, It is considered as CSR. It is taken as a valid expenditure, provided the maximum you can spend is 2% of the CSR expenditure. 2% of CSR expenditure. That means people, according to our thing, Ankit has to spend 10 crore. In that 2%, how much is that? 20 lakh. So 20 lakh is the maximum amount you can spend. 20 lakh or 50 lakh rupees, whichever is less. That is the maximum you can spend. According to your books, you can see a number called 5% here in your PDFs. Later, correct it into 2%. Recent amendment, September 22. See, small companies ROC won't check, but the problem is big companies, they will check. That's the problem. Yes, sir. 10 crore.
Yes, 22 crore on one project and remaining on another. That impact assessment.
Not required. Impact assessment through independent agency of CSR provider. This companies with average CSR obligation. First thing is 10 crore. If my 10 crore is only not satisfied, I'll not come here. Sir, what if the entire 10 crore is spent on one particular project? 10 crore is satisfied, more than 1 crore satisfied, I have to give an impact assessment on that project. Correct, no? Then now, yes, sir. Okay. Now, sir, next question, if at all I have to spend the CSR amount, how can I spend? Allah, how can I spend? They are telling you people, there is something called as implementation of CSR. Somewhere here only it will be there. Search. Implementation. Here, fourth point. Implementation of CSR. Meaning people, now I have to spend. How can I spend? People, again there is an amendment. Whatever is there in this bold will not be there in your book. This and this is an addition. These two things, whatever I have put brackets, that is not there in your syllabus, that is an addition. I mean, not in syllabus, not in your book. It is there in syllabus. Amendment, September 2022. Yes, sir. Now, what is that, people? Simple. If at all a company has to spend money, now how can they spend money, sir? They can spend money. They have to spend money, no. Now, people imagine, let us take Infosys. Now, Infosys' main objective is to do all this business and all. Do you really think that Nandan Nilekani and all, they will come and they will 800 crores to spend also is a difficult job only? Correct? Here I am easily telling of 3 directors come and spend. Can you actually coordinate people 800 crores of money? Can 3 directors coordinate? Don't you think that will only become a full-time job? So what does these companies do? They will give the money to some other company and they will spend. These people will just report to the company. Are you doing it properly or not? Sir, give us an example. Infosys Limited will not spend money directly. Infosys Limited will give money to Infosys Foundation. Infosys Foundation will carry on the business. Reliance Limited will not do it directly. Reliance Limited has formed Reliance Foundation. Reliance Foundation will spend the money. Now, what is their job? That is their full-time job. Sir, you would have heard about this lady called as Sudha Murthy. How did you hear about that name? Why? Because of CSR expenditure. She carries on the activities on behalf of Infosys. Now, whoever are the directors in Infosys, they will just take a report from this Section 8 company, that is Infosys Foundation. They will include it in the report. Can it be done? Yes, it can be done. Understood? Pakkana. Sir, can Infosys give money to Reliance Foundation? Or can we merge Infosys and Reliance Foundation and can we open one Section 8 company? Is it allowed? The law says everything is allowed as long as your expenses you are able to show separately, his expenses is able to show separately. You guys can even do projects combinedly. Combinedly. Meaning what? Now I started a hospital. I built, but I could not. I don't have money to build roof. So I'll ask Reliance. Reliance, roof is not built. Can you build the roof? So I built the hospital, he built the roof. Can we divide our expenses? Yes, you can divide your expenses. He will show it as roof, I will show it as pillars. If you can divide the project, yes, it is allowed. Is this clear? All of you? Pakka. So, sir, how can it be implemented? There is 4 ways it seems. First one, people, very simple. A company established under Section 8. Simultaneously, you guys write in your book also. Implementation. The last one, 8th one. Write it as implementation. How can I implement? First one, people. Section 8. Society. Trust. Whatever is the bold or amended part, I am not writing. Yes, sir. Let us make it easy to write. Section 8 company or society or trust established by company. Established by company. Singly. What do you call it? Singly only, no? Singly. Singali, na? Gully, G-U-L-Y, ilwalla. Funny English. Yes, sir. Next one. Section 8. Section 8. Society. Trust. Established by SG or CG. Any entity under Act of Parliament or state legislature. Next one, Section 8 company, society, trust. And you can write any Section 8 company, society, trust, and having track record track record of 3 years in undertaking similar activities. Done na? Yes, sir. So people, now I want to spend money. How can I spend? First of all, if you want, you only do that. I don't have a problem. They're telling you, if you want, you can implement the money through these people. What is that first one? You only set up your own Section 8 company. You only set up your trust. You only set up your society according to different acts. You set up and you transfer the money to them, they will spend. That is how Reliance is doing. That is how Infosys is also doing. They have their own Section 8 companies. Sir, I'm not so rich, sir. I cannot have another Section 8 company. Okay. Section 8 company or society or trust. There are some Section 8 companies which are established by the state government or central government. Do one thing, you give it to them, they will spend. Or any entity under the Act of Parliament or state legislature, basically statutory companies. You give it to them, they will spend. The fourth one, people, Section 8 company trust, which is not set up by me or which is not set up by the central government or state government. He is a random person. Even you can give it to him also, it seems. Provided such person has an established track record of 3 years in undertaking those activities. So a random person, if you have to go, he should have an established track record of 3 years. Understood? And these people, whatever these trusts I'm talking about, Section 8 company, society, trust, Section 8 company, society, trust. Earlier people, we used to say they have to be registered under 12A. They have to be registered under 12A and 80G of Income Tax Act. They had to be registered under 80G and 12A of Income Tax Act. You guys know what is 80G and 12A. Basically, people, whoever donates money to these trusts, Section 8 company, societies, you can claim it as deduction in your income. So you have to be registered there. Only then you are eligible to be a part of implementation of CSR. Understood? If you are registered there, then a person who is donating will get a tax exemption. That is what they are telling. Is this clear? So you should be registered under that. Is this clear, all of you? Yes, sir. Only this much was there. Now they added, people, these things. What is that? Exempted under clause. So you can be a Section 8 company, society, trust, who is registered under 12A or 80G. Or if at all you are exempted under subclauses 4, 5, 6, 6A of clause 23C of Section 10 of Income Tax Act. You basically have to read it like this. Section 10, 23C, 4, 5, 6, 6A. If at all you are exempted under any of these clauses, if you are such a Section 8 company, trust to society, who is exempted under these, but you are not registered under 10A or your 80G or your what is that, 12A. If you are not registered under these, but you are exempted under these sections, the law is telling now you can also accept money, it seems. This is the new addition. So if you are a Section 8 company, trust, society, directly get registered under your 12A or 80G, or you can get exempted under Section 10, 23C, 4, 5, 6, 6A. If you are exempted there also, to such a Section 8 companies, to such a trusts, to such a societies, you can give money. It is allowed. Now, who are there? It was not there in syllabus, but extra I have given you. If you guys do not remember, it's okay. What are these people? 23C, 4, 5, 6, 6A. They are nothing but people. Educational institutions, universities, hospitals. So these people, now imagine Fortis. If at all now they are registered, if at all they are exempted under Section 10, 23C, 4, 5, 6, 6A. If at all they are exempted there, but they have not registered under your 12A or your 80G, they have not registered. It's still fine. You can give money to them. You are considered as eligible CSR implementation. Allowed. Clear? First and all, these hospitals, these educational institutions who were not registered, they were not counted. If you give money to them, it was not counted. Now they are telling it can be claimed as valid implementation of CSR. You can give it to them, they can spend. Understood this one? All of you? Clear? So, sir, implementation of CSR, how and all people? First one, you can do it on your own. That is your Section 8 company, society, trust, which is registered under 12A and 80G. Only this much was there. Now, what did they do? They added or. If you are exempted under Section 10, 23C, 4, 5, 6, 6A. You can give money to them, they can spend, it is allowed. Second one, sir, Section 8 company, society, trust, set up by central government or state government. Third one, any entity set up by the Act of Parliament, basically statutory companies. Sir, the fourth one, any Section 8 company, trust, society, provided they have an established track record of 3 years. To such people, you can give. Is it clear? Okay. Now, people, listen. What used to happen? Fullu matlab. Meaning, you want me to tell this? 800 crores I have to spend. Correct? I will say I have donated this money to so and so Section 8 company. Let us take, we have donated to XYZ trust. We have donated. He will give me a receipt also, cheaty. He'll give me a cheaty. And he will say, I gave this to all poor people. I gave it in the form of food. The directors of this company will go and collect the money. Whoever is the trustee, who runs the trust, I will give him 50 crore for doing this. The 750 crore will be taken by the directors. Who will stop it? How will you know? Didn't understand? Understood? Happening. In reality, it is happening. 10 crore, okay. What about 5 crore people? 8 crore people? 9 crore people? Yes, sir. And I'll do the impact assessment. I'll give him also 1 crore. 1 crore he will not do it. Harshvarthan, will you do it or not? You tell them. I give you 1 crore. Give me 1 4-paper document. Will you give it or not? See, silence. You took 2 minutes. No. Allah. Hey, Vikram Veda. 2 minutes of thought is sufficient for us. I'm telling you, just a thought only, you're taking time to decide. And I'll keep 1 crore in front of you. 2 crore. You tell where you're throwing it, we all will come. Honesty dies when money comes. Okay, come on. But you guys should not do that. I am teaching all this not to do. Yes, sir. I am telling you, people are doing it, people. I know people are doing it. Yes, sir. Because directors just needs to spend this money in front of you. You guys see movies or not? One person will say, I will give all my assets to the poor. The person will be waiting in the company to become the next director. He will feel, how can he do? I have been in this company for so many years. Hey, Varisu. Oh, without knowing, I am telling, Varisu, manitchidinge. Yes, sir. Hey, that is same, Noda. He will tell, I will give it to the younger brother. The elder brothers will start feeling insecure. Yes or no? So people in front of you, hundreds of crores are going out. Are you so good, Dada? Allah. Are you? So people, what did they say? Now, whichever Section 8 companies you are giving money, whichever trust you are giving money, whomsoever you are giving money to, they have to be registered with us. They cannot be random people. Till today, to get ATG exemption is very simple. You just have to pay some money, your trust you will get the exemption. Tomorrow you only can form one. But once you are registered people, accountability starts. That's the reason they have input this particular provision. Any particular person who wants to implement the CSR, who wants to take money, he needs to be registered under this particular Companies Act. Understood? Pakana. Mandatory registration of CSR entity. Every eligible entity who intends to undertake any CSR activity shall register itself with the central government by filing form CSR1 electronically with the registrar. When, sir? With effect from 1st day of April 2021. Yes, sir. Sir, then what about the projects which we have already done? You're telling going forward you have to give money to only those entities who are registered by filing CSR1. What about the people who have already given? The law says whatever is given is done and dusted. What I am telling is from today. Prospective in nature. Clear? Yes, sir. Now see, certification of professional. Appa, see pa. We need to add CS now. Sir, form CSR1 shall be signed and submitted electronically by entity and verified digitally by chartered accountant, cost accountant in practice. Oh, was you only, da? Yes, sir. On the submission of form CSR1 on the portal, a unique CSR registration number shall be generated by the system automatically. What is there in the last bench? Everything keeps falling. Ghost. Ghost. When you are there, ghost will come out. Dongling. You hypnotize. Understood, people? What are they saying, da? Macha, now going forward, the Trust Section 8 Society, they are filing CSR1. That CSR1 should be verified by you people. So if they are like that, then you will also be like that. Understood? Basically, people, it will cost some money. If something goes wrong, imprisonment and all will come into picture. Yak beko. Correct? That's what Harshavardhan is saying. That is what I said, no, sir. I wish I can give you straight away 10 crore and see what you can do. Yes, sir. No, it will not happen like that. I'll tell you one thing. Have you heard of something called name lending? Okay. Who should appoint a CS? Which company should appoint CS? 10 crore or more paid up share capital. Correct only, tell me. So a company is having 10 crore or more paid up share capital, you have to appoint CSR. Pakka na? Yes or no, Ada? Mandatory. It is mandatory. Now people, the company will always be having people. There are two types of company secretaries. One is practicing company secretary. One person is in employment. From the day the company started, the company is always associated with the practicing company secretary. They are always associated. But what does the law say? If the company's capital exceeds 10 crore, you need to have a full-time CS also in your company, in addition to a practicing company secretary. Sir, what is the difference? Imagine. Now, when your birth only took place with a doctor, doctor should be there, no? Yes or no? So, whenever you have a problem, you will visit doctor, no? After one point of time, the doctor will be there. You need to keep one doctor in the house only. Full-time employment means people, someone should look into the matters every day. A person consulting will always be there. Now he is called as a secretarial auditor. You are called as a CS in employment. Clear? Now why did I tell you this? Listen. How much is CS salary, people? Okay, initially let us take 8 lakh. ಇಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ ಆನಮೆ per month andre I'll put my pen like this and I'll go away. Now only I'll walk out. Yes sir. So people, now imagine, am I in practice or employment? Do you guys know? You guys know something? I'm not doing this or this. Yes sir. I will tell a company, you do one thing, you show my name in your company just as a CS. Once in a year, I just need to sign one form. They will pay me 5 lakh rupees per annum. Is it happening, sir? It is happening in hundreds in number. This is called as name lending. We are giving our name to just satisfy the requirement. Are we working there? I'll not work there. I'm not working, da. If I'm doing, hey, it is a punishable thing. If at all the institute gets to know, forget of becoming a CS even after 40 years. Permanent suspension. Permanent debarred. But people are doing it. Popularly, it is called as name lending. Remember, never do it. You're thinking, so what I'm saying, I asked you for 1 crore. People are doing it for 5 lakh. Extra income, no? Where did the ethics go? You were appointed as a CS to take care of the company. What are you doing? Once in, I'm not kidding people. I have got, okay, let us not do anything in cameras. Yes, sir. You can easily earn 5 lakhs per annum. Easily. I'll not do anything, da. I'll tell you when also. In the month of August, 1 form you need to sign. That's all. Only one. Not all. That too, no physical and all. One electronic signature, done. Next 1 year, no work. Isn't it tempting? Remember, never ever go towards it. If you're going towards it, you're not only killing yourself, you're killing the profession. You're taking a job which probably is needed by someone else. If you are not taking it, some actual CS will go and sit in that particular company and he will earn his livelihood. When people like this, if they start doing it more, then what will happen, people? The people in search of the actual job, they will never find good companies. Yes or no? So if now people like me, now how many of them are into teaching? Can't every one of us do it? How many institutes are there throughout India? I'll just take a random 500 institutes throughout India. Won't it be there 500 all over India? Let us take every institute has 2 company secretaries. Imagine 1,000 people. Can't we do it? Listed companies only are 4,000. Getting the point? It is just like killing the profession. Yes, sir. You guys will get the offer. Remember, every one of you will come across this offer. Pakka. Because it is becoming so much into the industry now. Again, the generation, shortcut. Don't. Clear? Huh? Even if I get to know, I'll put a full stop to the profession. Yes, sir. I've done. That's the reason I'm telling. I'm teaching you all for a reason. Yes, sir. I'm teaching you to become a CS. I should not backstab the others also. Varaprasad like, I'll manage, sir. What Varaprasad? Okay. So you guys are like, if you know it is happening, then why are you not doing anything? Huh? Everyone knows it. Then if we are not doing anything, whomever we know, we are catching them, but we need evidence, right? So evidence also should be taken. Nowadays they are making every provision stricter, but it is happening on a very small scale. Now it is happening. It used to happen a very big scale. Now it is at least reduced. Clear? For appointing us, yes. Done na? That's the reason people ask why I have not taken. It is easy to take, no? Who will question? I'll come here and I'll tell morning till evening I'll work there. Who will know? Once in a week I'll go to office. I'll say work from home. Yes, sir. Okay. Regarding CS, there is one chapter only. In the chapter, we'll be discussing all this. What and all are happening, I'll tell you. Yes, sir. Okay, this is done now. CSR expenditure is done now. Okay, net profit. Have I given you a note on net profit? In CSR expenditure, you have some space, huh? CSR expenditure, you have some space? You don't have? Just write profit and write whatever is a page. Refer last page. Or however you want to write. But the note comes here. Note. Small only, 2 lines. You write off on the bench here. From such profits, following shall be excluded. Following shall be excluded. Profits of overseas branch. Profits of overseas branch. Dividend received from company complying with CSR. Complying with CSR. How do some people take advantage of loopholes of the law? Meaning, it happens. Who? Paraprasad, you want example, Ada? You're telling how do they take loophole? Do you drive, Ada? Not even once, huh? You drive? No license, but you drive. So what is the loophole you are taking advantage of? When police is not there, you will drive. Correct, huh? So you are doing something fraud in a small scale. But end of the day, it is there, no? So wherever it is, whichever industry, loopholes are there. And for us to live better, we will find the loopholes. We don't have a choice. Correct, Noda? What is that form? Which form, da? CSR1. We didn't write, I mean, we saw, no, at least. Registration. CSR1 is the form. What is CSR2? Report which needs to be filed with ROCA. Yes, addendum. Okay, people. Now, what is this, people? Average profits, we calculate 2% of average profits, right? Sir, in this profits, what and all are included? Everything is included, business income, other income, every income is included. But only 2 things are excluded when you are calculating the profits. What are those 2 things? First one, people, profits of overseas branch. Now, we have Indian operations, we have foreign operations. Only the Indian operations profits we will take. Why don't we take foreign operations? People, they will have to comply with their laws. We are telling foreign company to spend here, no? So when foreign companies branch spends here, Indian companies branch will spend outside only. That's the reason. Second one, sir, if you are receiving any dividend from company complying with CSR, now Ankit has invested. You invested, huh? Invested in Infosys? Yes, no. You have invested, huh? Now imagine, people, Ankit, for him CSR is applicable, huh? He has invested some money in Infosys. Infosys has declared dividend to him. Now he has received around, say for example, 1 lakh as dividend. The law is telling when Infosys has already spent some money, on that they have given you 1 lakh rupees. Whatever is a profit given to you, on that already CSR is done by that company. When you are taking your profits, do not add that income on which Already CSR is spent. Logic, no. Infosys has already spent on that 1 lakh. Correct? Huh? Now again, he is taking his profits. In this profits, when I'm calculating, it's just like your GST, before GST, that VAT and all used to be there. Tax on tax. Again, on income, again, why should I spend? They're telling if at all you're receiving any dividend from any company who has already complied with CSR provisions, that income you need not include in your net profits. Clear? Logical? Okay, that is one note you guys need to know. Administrative overheads, we have seen surplus, excess CSR, 3 years. Acquisition of capital assets. What is capital assets, sir? The CSR amount may be spent by a company for creation or acquisition of capital assets, which shall be held by Section 8 trust society or beneficiaries of the said CSR project in the form of self-help groups, collectives, entities, or a public authority. What is this, sir? Now, whenever I'm spending CSR, I can do it 2 ways, people. One is expenses. What is expenses? One time. Or I can spend CSR as a capital asset. That is also allowed. What is the difference, expense, people, which is consumed for the one time. For example, I give you food. Done. Eradicating hunger. Done. Women empowerment. Some slogan I'll do. Done. Correct? But people, imagine I build a hospital. I have imported some scanning machines, X-ray machines. It's a capital asset. They're telling you, you can spend on that also, on capital asset also, provided the capital asset should not be in your name. Means, trustor, Section 8 company, society. On their name it should be, or whoever are the beneficiaries, it should be on the beneficiary's name. Who are the beneficiaries? If I take old age home, the beneficiaries will be people coming there. So in their name it should be there. So then it is allowed, is what they are telling. Yes, sir. So one thing, whatever is the income that comes from CSR, anything, people, everything should be held in the CSR only. No company should not poke their nose in it. Clear? For example, CSR income. Now imagine, people, we got this X-ray machine. Sorry, X-ray na. X-ray only, no? X-ray is there, no? X-ray machine, we got it. Now we have used it for 5 years. Now latest technology is available. Laser. X-ray is done through laser. Now imagine we want to get that machine. We have to sell this, no? So we are posting it in OLX. No? Someone would need it, no? Now people, you'll get some income. It is considered as CSR income only. What if company takes it away? Getting the point, all of you? So CSR income and CSR assets should be in the name of the beneficiary or Section 8 trust to society. Understood? If not, sir, statutory company is there or your central government, then you can write it in the name of public authorities. That is also allowed. When statutory companies is there, then public authority will carry out your CSR operations. Implementation. Clear? Okay. Sir, however, any capital asset created by the company prior to the commencement of CSR amendments shall within a period of 180 days from such commencement comply with the requirement of this rule, which may be extended by a maximum period of 90 days. What do you mean by that? All these are amendments, right? Before that, if at all the asset was in your name, I'll give you 180 days time. Maximum extension is 90 days. Try to comply with this rule as early as possible. Meaning, take a paper, transfer the asset to the name of the beneficiary or the Section 8 trust or society. Clear? Okay.
Sir, Apollo groups,
For
their own hospital, they buy the capital asset as CSR. They can show us CSR.
For their own hospital, they are buying it as a CSR. Now the Fort Apollo is a Section 8 company. Completely detailed. Section 8 company. Okay, they are a listed company. Okay. Now they are bringing a X-ray machine and they are telling it is CSR. First thing, anything which is done for your ordinary course of business, it's not CSR. Correct? So if anything that gives you some more benefit to your business only, We cannot consider it as CSR.
Sir, if they buy that machines in the name of the Section 8 company.
So I'll do one thing. I'll open a Section 8 company. I'll transfer the asset to them. And what will the Section 8 company do? Sir, it will treat the patients free of cost. Now it is CSR. But if you are doing something in your own name, that can never be CSR. Yes, sir. But even these and all, it's a very big procedure. What happens, people? Every year they come up with at least some 20 FAQs. Can this be CSR? Can this be CSR? Big list goes. Yes, sir. We have seen this, statutory obligations, TV programs, unspent CSR. We have seen ongoing projects, non-compliance, CSR reporting, amendment we have done, no. CSR 2 should be filed. Miscellaneous is done. Oscar awards are done, no. Oscar we didn't do. Not Oscar, was CSR, sorry. Okay, there are some case laws, people. The case laws are so unimportant, but it's okay. But what happened, I'll just tell you. Not so important. Nothing which is very predominant and all. Okay, what happened, sir? Apurva Natwar versus Company India Private Limited versus Registrar of Companies. Now, what happened, people? This company, in the year 2014-15, the company did 2 non-compliances, it seems. What are those 2 non-compliances? See here. The composition of CSR committee of the company, not specifying any reasons for underspending the CSR amount in the board report. Meaning what, sir? Every year, people, I told you, in board's report, you have to mention your CSR committee, and people, you have to spend whatever is the amount you need to spend. If at all you did not spend, what did I tell you when it was introduced? In board's report, you have to give a reason for not spending. So in this company, what did they do, people? In the year 2014-15, they underspent CSR, and though CSR committee was there, they did not disclose it in the report, board's report. Both of it was not disclosed. ROC people, when they saw the board's report, they saw these 2 details were missing. ROC issued a notice to this company saying that you have done a non-compliance. Now, sir, not only that, there is one more thing. It is submitted as per section 135. The company was required to spend an amount of 5,26,000 towards its CSR in the financial year 15-16. Now, this is happening in the next year. In compliance with the provision, the company spent an amount of 35,08,500. They should have spent 5 lakh. They spent 35 lakh towards its CSR in 2015-16. However, in spite of having spent the requisite amount, you have spent the amount more than that only. The company inadvertently means by mistake, not intentionally. Advertently means intentionally. Inadvertently means unintentionally. Did not attach the CSR policy of the company to the director's report. Understood? So in short, they have done 3 non-compliances. First one, committee is not disclosed. Second one, they have underspent in 1 year, 14-15. In 15-16, Papa, they have spent. But how they spent, they have not given in board's report. They have done 3 non-compliances. Now, ROC issued a notice. The company came and touched the ROC feet. Sir, please, sir, without knowing it happened, sir, inadvertently, sir. People, whatever is the issue, it was compounded. Still, there was a penalty that is levied. How much was the penalty? See, compounding fee. Compounding means what? Compounding is basically compromising, touching the feet. You are only going and admitting the mistake. Compounding fee of 1 lakh rupees on the company and 1 lakh on each of the directors was levied. Getting the point, people, just for not disclosing, and even if you are overspending, but you did not disclose how you overspent, you missed it. The penalty was 1 lakh on the company, 1 lakh each on the directors. That is what was held in this case law. Now, why have they given this case law for you? If you guys are looking from education point of view, if you are looking from this person point of view in the company, everything is making sense. If you are an officer in default, if you are there in the company, if you miss out any of the provisions, then if you will also be liable here. Getting the point? So that's the reason they are giving you case laws from punishments point of view. All the case laws are penalties only. Getting the point, all of you? You need not remember, but just this is what had happened. Clear? Okay. Next one, matter of Hira Power and Steels Limited. In this case, what happens, sir? The company fails to give explanation for non-spending of CSR amount for the financial year 2014 and 15 in the director's report. Again, people, 14, 15. If you did not spend, what you had to do? You had to give a reason for non-spending in director's report. This company did not give. When asked why you did not give, they said, people, sir, we did not give because at 2013, 14, 15, Companies Act transition was happening. MCA gave clarifications left and right. The company said, we did not know which one to follow, sir. MCA gave so many clarifications, we got confused. They went and they admitted it in the NCLT. Sir, we did not know what to do. People, they said, it's okay. I understand it happened inadvertently. Compounding fee of 10,000 rupees by each applicant or the defaulter. Basically, there were 5 officers in default. There was a compounding fee of 50,000 rupees that was levied on those officers. Here, Pakkana. Whatever the section you can see here, there are majorly the section, the penalties revolving around 3 sections. 135.1, applicability of CSR. 135.5, duty to spend. 135.6, unspent CSR. 134.3.0, 134 is basically director's report. Under that, you need to give about CSR. If you do not give, then what is the penalties? What we have been seeing. Clear? Yes, sir. So, what is the next case law? Sri Santosh Meenakshi Textiles Limited versus ROC Tamil Nadu. In this case, what happens, sir? So, people, there was this company on whom CSR was applicable. They have touched that net worth to turnover or profits. They have touched it. CSR was applicable. Year 1, they were in profits. Year 2, they were in profits. Year 3, there were losses, it seems. When they took the average profits, it is showing in losses. When I average everything, it is coming to losses. Should I still spend? You got the question? Imagine year 1 profit is 10 crore. Year 2 profit is 25 crore. Year 3 losses is 45 crore. Should I still spend CSR? Yes, sir. How much? 10 plus 25, 35 divided by 2 into 2%. Yes or no? Average. Negative. So should I still spend? First 2 years I need to spend, third year I need not. No, I'm telling you, third year I touch the limits. Now imagine my net worth became 500 crore in the third year. Getting the point? People, what are they saying, people? You have to take it as an average only. 10 plus 25 minus 45. How much does it come? If the result is in minus, people, CSR will not be applicable on you. You might form a committee, but you will not spend anything. Because my average is not coming. You will not form. So what did this company do? Year 1, year 2, they have shown profits. Year 3, people, they became extra smart. They knew that CSR provisions are going to be applicable on them. They showed this wantedly as negative figure. NCLT people zoomed. Yes, sir. They were made to pay the CSR thing, people, around. See, NCLAT observes that the calculation submitted by the appellant shows that in the last 3 years, the company has made profit of 1 crore 38 lakh 69,595 and average net profit only is coming to 46 crore 23. And further, the company would never be covered under the average profit of the 3 preceding years. That is what they are telling. NCLT observed that appellant has resorted to deducting the losses twice over to somehow arrive at a negative figure. Wantedly have done, NCLT proved it, people, and this was a judgment. NCLT passes an order modifying the order holding that appellant is liable to constitute CSR, and not only that, people, the preceding year the profit was 5 crore and further prescribes a method of calculation for the purpose of section 135, and not only that, they were made to pay the CSR expenditure for the entire amount, whatever came. They wanted to skip it, but everything was made paid. Yeah. Yes, sir. So basically, what are they telling you, people? I'm telling you, if you're just looking from what is this, why is it important? If you look at from this point of view, your profits, how you calculate it, balance sheet may also be verified. Possible, no? That is the reason they are able to get it. If not, how will they know you showed negative or you showed losses? They are checking it. It will be checked, is what they are saying. Understood? That is this case law.
That CS become registered.
ROC. It's a government job, nothing to do with CS. It's a two independent professions that comes under your government jobs. Yes, sir. Some practical scenario systems. What is this, sir? Are the above mentioned penal provision specific to non-transferring the unspent amount or applicable for any other non-compliance? After going home, read it one by one. Here I'll just tell you what every provision says. They're telling you whatever are the penalties given in this section, is it only specific to subsection 5 and 6, or the penalties applies to the entire section 135? Whatever is the penalties you guys saw, is it specific to subsection 5 and 6, or it applies to the entire section of 135? Entire section, na? You remember or not? Hey, we went back and we saw, Noda, 135, 5 and 6. The penalty when we wrote, we saw, 135 subsection 5 and subsection 6. I believe you guys wrote also. Then what is that? The penalty prescribed in the act is only for 135 subsection 5 and 135 subsection 6 only. Meaning what? 2% to unspent CSR. If at all there is a non-compliance in these two sections, that penalty will come. What if the company has not constituted CSR committee? 135 subsection 1 is CSR committee. This penalty will not apply to them. Then there is one common penalty, that is section 450. If nothing applies in Companies Act, section 450 applies. That is what they are telling. Whatever are the penalties given in section 135 are applicable only to section 135 subsection 5 and 135 subsection 6. Any other non-compliance, a common section 450 shall apply. What is 450? Any section which does not have penalty, 450 will apply. Here, okay. If a company has unspent amount of 10 lakhs on 31st March 21, whether such amount will be transferred to said fund on 30th September 21, or company may spend any amount during the said 6 months after closing financial year and can transfer remaining unspent amount in fund. Now what is this, sir? Basically, people, on Jan 22nd, 2021, all these unspent CSR, all these provisions came. They are telling you, what if I have any amount on Jan 22, 2021? On that day, if at all I still have any funds, whatever are the new provisions, whatever happened in the past, will it apply to all those provisions or will it be prospective in nature? Always remember, almost all the amendments, whatever happens, every time it will be prospective in nature. Is clear, all of you? If a company has unspent CSR amount for the financial year 14, 15, 15, 16, 16, 17, 17 year, is a company required to transfer the entire unspent amount for the said years in the financial year ended 31st March 2021? Understood the case, huh? Imagine a company had unspent CSR from 2014 to 2020. When did unspent CSR provision come into picture? 2021. Should we transfer the money from that year to this year? Not required. Again, the answer is same. It will always be prospective in nature. See. Yes, sir. So it will not apply to all the years. Whenever the amendment comes, from then only the provision will apply. If you have any unspent CSR in the past, for them it will not apply. That is what they are saying. Clear? Okay. If a company plans to spend 2.5% of its average net profits, out of this 0.5% remains unspent. See, FAQs, these are all given by institute. Sir, the company in its CSR policy, they are telling, I want to spend 2.5%. But how much you should actually spend? 2%. Now imagine in the policy I told, I will spend 2.5%. But I ended up spending only 2%. Now the question was, this 0.5%, should I should I transfer it to unspent CSR or any accounts mentioned in Schedule 7? Or I can just leave it? Understood the question? Should I transfer? How many of you think yes, you should transfer? How many of you think you should not transfer? Others die. Yes, sir. People, the law is telling, law will only tell from what is to be done point of view. I am telling you to do 2%. If you have done 2%, I will not poke my nose into extra things. Clear, huh? Yes, sir. You have spent 2%. The rest of the 0.5%, you need not transfer it to Schedule 7. Not required. Clear? Yes? Okay. In case registration of trust is not mandatory, then what would be constituted as registered trust or registered public trust? Now, what is this, sir? Whenever we saw implementation of CSR, Section 8 company, registered trust, registered society. Sir, imagine if at all, according to my laws, I stay. Basically, this sometimes what happens, this trust and all can be state specific laws. Imagine my state, I can register a trust without actually registering the documents and all. Partnership, you guys, I believe you guys know. Partnership firm, if you guys want to start, registration is not mandatory. So imagine, sir, I belong to such a trust where registration is not mandatory. In such case, can I still give money to such trust? The law said it is allowed. The registration is not as per Indian Trust Act I'm talking about. I'm talking about Income Tax Act. If you are registered under Income Tax Act, you can absolutely spend the money to such trust allowed. Clear? Huh? Can the board for sufficient cause and reasons change the ongoing project? Yes, Meda. Can the board for sufficient cause and reasons change the ongoing project? I only answered you. What was that? I constructed a hospital. It is now looking like a school. Can I change my project? Yes, that is what they are telling. Allowed. Blueprint became black print and all. Yes, sir. Here, yes, sir. By this, we come down, people. We feel it is completed, but it is not yet completed. The last thing is simple, people. CSR reporting or annual report on CSR. Remember logics, people. Remember logic and go. Imagine they're asking you to draft. They may ask, not even once they have asked, they may ask. They may ask you to draft annual report on CSR. Now you as a director of the company or CS of the company, you have to draft an annual report on your company's CSR which you carried on this year. Now you tell me what and all of the details you will include. Tell me that. First one is composition. Correct? So my committee consists of so and so people. So I'll write composition of my CSR committee. Okay. And okay, applicability also. I'll write answer only. And CSR policy, meaning on what are we going to spend? Okay, and amount to be spent. CSR expenditure. Okay, and unspent CSR if any, na? And on which, how much they will spend. How can I say? Can I say projects? Basically, it comes under CSR policy. Can I say project? Projects are of how many types? See, you guys now know to elaborate the answer. One is ongoing project. Can I write as, okay, not ongoing project. Okay, now under ongoing project, what and all you'll write?
It's almost
What? It is also called multi-year project. That you will write an annual report. He's writing answer, not annual report. Come on, Varaprasad. He's writing answer, not annual report. For answer, multi-year, correct? Valid. Very good. First I'll write duration. Okay. To know duration in report, what will you say? The year it started. Year it started. And can I give a breakup of how much is spent in which year? Yes. So, sir. Breakup, not that breakup. Breakup of each year and how much you spend for each of the project. Different projects can be there. Okay, different projects. When did, okay, date, end date, what is it called? End date, okay. Date of closure, okay. Very good. Administrative, actually valid. Administrative expenses. People, don't we have any carry forward CSR expenses? Past year, 3 years. You have it, Noda. Any excess CSR spent in past year, actually you can draw it as a table and you can say net CSR to be spent. How can you arrive at it? CSR for the year, 2%. CSR earned during the year. Possible, no? On CSR you can earn income, right? Add, minus, carry forward, excess CSR spent. Net to be spent. You can do such things, right? You do this much, this is your annual report. At the end, just write tan 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 and sign off. Chairman, there are some other people also. That is your annual report. Yes, sir. Now, what does your book say? Just have a look into it. See, people. Brief outline on CSR policy. Okay, composition of CSR committee. See, name of the director. What does he do? Number of meetings held. See, they are bigger thieves than you. Number of meetings of CSR committee attended during the year. How many did you come? Okay. Provide the web link where composition of CSR not required. Provide the impact assessment of CSR projects. Okay. Next one.
The mention of award
And you can do it. Allowed. Details of the amount available for set off. Meaning people, amount available for set off from preceding financial year. How much you have excess spent? Okay. Average net profit of the company as per section 135 subsection 5. 2%. How much is it coming to? Surplus. Amount required to be set off. CSR obligation of the year. CSR amount spent or unspent. You are preparing one now. Basically a tabular column. Okay. Amount unspent. How much did you spend? The total amount transferred to the unspent CSR account. Amount transferred to any fund specified under schedule 7. So to which and all funds you transferred. If at all you did not spend. Correct? That is what they are asking. Details of CSR amount spent against ongoing projects. Next one. Not ongoing projects. Other than ongoing projects. Name of the project. Item from the list of activities in Schedule 7. What is this? You can call it as a fancy project name. Kasturi Nivas. What did you build? Old age home. That is what comes from Schedule 7. The project name you call it as Mission Kasturi Nivas. Correct? No. Local area. What is local area? Da? Remember, if possible, try to spend in the locality where your company is situated. Now, Infosys registered office is in Bangalore. Try to spend in around Bangalore or the state. Why, sir? Every state have their own listed companies. Everyone try start taking care of your own respective regions. Everything will become good. If everyone goes and concentrate on one place, what about other places? That is what they are telling. But is it mandatory? No. You can spend in other places also. Location of the project. Write down. Bengaluru, Madiwala, under the flyover. Project duration. 3 years, 2 years, 1 year. Amount allocated for the project. Respectively. 50 lakh, 4 crore. He's having everything ready. Money only is required. That's all. Amount spent in the current financial year. This year how much you spent? Unspent is how much? Amount transferred to unspent CSR. Logically think. Project duration. Amount spent in the current financial year, amount transferred. This will not come in not ongoing project. Rest and all will be cut, copy, paste. Correct? Mode of implementation, direct or indirect? Did you do it through your section 8? Did you guys? Mode of implementation through implementing agency. Agencies and all. Amount spent, administrative overheads, impact assessment if applicable, amount, what is the total amount spent for financial year, excess amount if at all, if any. So see, prepare a tabular column. Now it looks fancy, right? Duration of unspent CSR account. What is this, sir? The 3 years applicable, no? For the 3 years, how did you treat that CSR expenditure for 3 years? That you can do a project. Details of CSR amount spent in the financial year for ongoing project for the preceding financial year. Ongoing we saw. In case of creation or acquisition of capital asset, idu ಏನದು Xerox machine, X-ray machine. Yes, so after doing all that, people finally sign CEO, managing director or director, signed by chairman, CSR committee. CS also you want, Annual report, always remember, is always signed by the directors. I told you it's a report given by the directors. That's the reason we call it as board's report. Clear? CEO, managing director, director, chairman of the CSR committee. This person, people, in the case of foreign company. Person specified under clause D, subsection 1, section 380, wherever applicable means foreign company. Clear? Sir, how many CSR meetings are required to be held in a year? How many? Law says as may be prescribed. Nothing. You can meet how many ever times you want. What is the quorum of CSR meetings? 1/3 or 2, whichever is. Nothing like we saw. Nothing like that is there also. Quorum means people as may be prescribed. Yes, sir. If nothing is prescribed, if company does not decide, AOA is silent, then 1/3 or 2, whichever is higher or lower. Sir, very good, people. If at all act is silent, company is silent. We saw it in committee meetings, secretarial standards 1 also we saw. In committee meetings also we saw. If act is silent, if AOA is silent, then the quorum will be all the members present. Important. 130, 200, whichever is higher. By this we feel that it is done, but it is.
Can we take?
Sir, in the case of group companies, imagine there is holding company, subsidiary company, associate company. Should we take everyone together or individually? CSR is applicable individually. Holding company limits seats separately, subsidiary company limits seats separately, associate company limits seats separately. Was that your question, Anna?
All can transfer to a particular same.
That is possible. So I told you, no, if at all you want to do a project, I build the pillar, you build the roof. That is allowed. Provided each of us should be able to report our CSR separately. Clear? How much duration you have to write? Meaning 3 only, ongoing maximum. How many pages? Write 1 page, that's all. See, they will tell you to write, people. You need not remember everything. Write sensible points. Yes, sir. First of all, people will leave all this done. Because I'll tell you, by the time you come to this last part, no, how was your interest? And that too, if you see these tables and all, your interest will go. When yours go, everyone's will go. That is universal truth, right? So that time you should focus more. Correct, huh? Okay, by this we complete your chapter. See you.